Hey, it's Sunpi, welcome back to my channel. I would do my normal front roll thing that I normally do, but I have still got a really twisted, maybe sprained ankle. I don't want to do any more acrobats or stunts until I'm fully cleared. But here's one that I did earlier. That's the best I can do without causing any harm. Anyway, the real reason we are here. I was kindly given a PlayStation Portal gifted from the PlayStation fairies. At the start, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted this or not for many reasons due to, do I need it? Is there any point? Can it work well? Does it work? Can I take it outside? And then I saw people using it and I thought, I maybe actually want one of these. So here I am, I'm gonna be testing this with you guys and seeing if we can actually take it outside. Now here we are, I'm with you, and I'm gonna see if we can actually take this thing outside to see, is it worth it? Can we get any use out of it? And how much will I use it? Now, first of all, I'm gonna throw it back to when I unboxed this little baby. It was a really nice unboxing experience. My favorite thing of getting a new console or any new tech is really just the unboxing experience. It has to be nice, and for this it was really nice. As you can see, I was really excited. So here's the box. It's got all the features on the front and the back. It's got the PlayStation Portal on the front of it, and PlayStation have kept their classic PlayStation style with the PlayStation Portal, which is really nice. As much as I love the kawaii style, it wouldn't quite make sense to see a kawaii PlayStation 5 or PlayStation Portal box, so I was pretty happy with this. When you open it, you're greeted with this nice grey box, and the cardboard, I know this is weird, but the cardboard is a really nice texture. It's really strong, and as you can see, it's got the PlayStation logo on the little lever thing, which is a really nice thing that they added to the unboxing. When I first pulled this out, I was quite shocked because it's so light. It's got all the buttons on the top, so it's got the volume up and the volume down, it's got the power on and the power off, the speakers, it's obviously got your R1, your R2, your L2 on the side. Basically what this is, I call it an elongated DualSense controller because that's exactly what it is. This is basically a DualSense split in half with an 8-inch LCD screen on it, and I know this is weird, and what I like about this is that when you get fingerprints on it, it's really easy to wipe them off. Like, I'm quite a messy person, and I got fingerprints on this straight away. And normally it's quite hard to get fingerprints off a screen, but this comes off perfectly. It basically feels like you're holding a PlayStation control, just a tiny bit heavier. This is super light as well, which is amazing, because I did think, oh, is it going to be heavy like the Steam Deck? Because the Steam Deck sometimes hurts my wrist, but with this it's really light, and one of my favorite controls are the DualSense. Well, my favorite controls are the DualSense, so this is just perfect for me. This also has all the haptic feedback elements and stuff like that. The controls on this completely mirror the DualSense, so you've got all the haptic feedback, and that's kind of what sold me, because I was really excited to play Sackboy in bed on this. So anyway, yes, I unboxed it. As you can see, it was a really nice unboxing experience. My favorite part was when it had the little sticker on the screen. I mean, look how satisfying that was. And I was really surprised by the screen itself, because it is actually a really pretty screen. I powered it on and noticed it was low battery. It was on 61%, so I charged it. I ended up charging it for approximately 45 minutes, because with this it is 60, with this it came half charged. So it was 61%, and it took it was 61% already charged. It was 61% already charged, and it took 45 minutes to charge the whole thing. I hate waiting so much, especially to use something new, a new piece of tech. I don't want to wait for it, but I waited and it was worth it. When I powered it on, you had to set up your obviously PlayStation account and link it to your PlayStation upstairs. You had to fiddle about with some settings on your PlayStation 5 to make sure that you can use this when you go out. So I did all of that. And I finally got in. It took a bit longer because I forgot my password, which I always do. Now it's finally saved in a safe password keep, so hopefully I won't be forgetting that ever again. So anyway, you power it on and you have this amazing little portal, and you have this amazing little portal thing on the screen. It's like, you can see it now. Look how pretty that is. If that was a sinkhole in the ground, I would definitely jump in it and have no regrets. It was so pretty. And then you had to connect and wait for it to connect. So it did take a little while for it to connect for me. I live in the countryside, my Wi-Fi isn't that great, but once I connected, every time I powered this on, it just connected really easily without any hassle at all. First thing I did was I took a visit to my little baby, and that was Sackboy, because that was what I was most excited about, was playing Sackboy on this. Obviously with the new release of Spider-Man, I was excited about that too. But Sackboy is one of my all-time favorite games ever. So playing it on this was just like a dream experience. I noticed it worked way better when I plugged my LAN into my PlayStation 5, again, because I live in the countryside. Like, I can't even get Wi-Fi in this room. It's quite bad. So I plugged my LAN in and then I connected this to my Wi-Fi. It's on the same network, so it worked really well. So what this basically is a portal to your PS5. Now, yes, it doesn't have any games on here that you can access without your PlayStation 5 being on. This is just a portal, a literal portal that mirrors your PlayStation 5 when you go out and about. So essentially this makes it a handheld PS5 to some extent, which is quite sad because I would love to visit my games offline or not having to connect to the internet, but you solely need the internet to connect to this. So I sat down, I was like watching my screen and watching myself play Sackboy at the same time, which was really weird because I kind of felt myself like looking at my screen sometimes when I got locked into this as well. I also played this in bed and on my living room chair, and it worked really nicely. I did have a few frame rate drops, but that's because of my internet. You have to have quite good internet to be able to support this. And again, I live in the countryside, so the fact that I can use this is quite positive because my internet is positively awful in my house. Anyway, after checking everything out and just having fun with it and seeing how it works, it was time for me to go outside. And the main thing is this suitable for outside? Does it actually work? We took it outside, we took it in the car, we took it to some shops and just around the area, because this is the countryside, to see where we could connect. Now, the first thing that I realized is that you cannot connect to a cafe or a shop's Wi-Fi, because to connect to most Wi-Fis, they don't just give you the password. If they give you the password, you can connect perfectly, but with most big retail shops, you need a Internet Explorer. This does not have Internet Explorer on at all. So when you power this up and connect to a place's Wi-Fi, that doesn't just require you to put a password in, that will then lead you to an Internet Explorer, which you can't do because this doesn't have an Internet Explorer. And I do think with an update and a quick fix that we will definitely have an Internet Explorer with this, which would be great. But again, if you're in a small cafe, a local cafe, your local shops, and supporting your local shops, which you should be doing anyway, you can ask them for your Wi-Fi and their Wi-Fi, and you can connect perfectly well. Now, what I did notice, it depends on your Wi-Fi and where you are. If you're in an area where you don't have good Wi-Fi and it's really low connection, you're going to be doomed basically. But if you're a city slicker and you are in the city and you have good Wi-Fi everywhere, 5G, you can connect perfectly and it's going to work because you've got good signal at home and good signal on your PlayStation Portal. You can connect to your hotspot. I've seen a lot of people say they couldn't connect. I connected first time perfectly well. I took this outside on a little walk with me and it worked really, really well. Again, there was a few drops because I live in the countryside, and I'm showing you this from a countryside perspective, not a city. Again, wherever I had strong Wi-Fi, 5G, this worked really, really well, so that was nice. I feel like this is the perfect console for parallel play, and when you need to be in there, and you need to be somewhere physically. Say you have your family around, they don't require you to talk, but as you normally do, you sit on your games on your phone or you scrolling through the TV, you can actually sit with your PlayStation now. And the thing for me that I love about this is that I work from my desk. So working from my desk kind of sucks because I work and play from my desk. And you know you shouldn't really be moving your consoles from here to here to here, as it can mess with their internals. Having this is perfect because when I'm around my mom and she comes around and she's doing her work, and we're not really feeling talkative because sometimes I just want to shh, I'll be able to play this and not go upstairs, because sometimes I want to go upstairs and play my games, but also I need to be there physically, so I would feel rude to just go upstairs. Now, this is better for me because I don't want to use my laptop to use remote play everywhere, because I don't want to jug a big fat laptop around with me. In terms of Bluetooth, this doesn't use Bluetooth. You can connect your PlayStation headphones to it though. Now, for £200, is it worth it? I think it is. For the simple fact that if you was to buy a tablet this big, like even a Kindle, this would probably cost about £100. If you were to buy a tablet this big, you're looking at like £90 to £120, depending on the screen. So you have to think about the cost of the products used, and obviously the brand, which is PlayStation, and obviously they need to make somewhat of a profit. So for £200, I think like it's the perfect price for it. It is on a bit of a pricey side for I guess a portal type system, I guess people's argument is that they could just buy another console for this. Well, the thing is that you can't play PlayStation games on another portable console, especially not this light. So for me, I feel like it's really worth it. And I was very skeptical at the start. I kind of thought, I don't want this, like it's pointless. And now I've got my hands in it, and obviously after seeing people use it, I've been like, wow, this is really great. And I think you can use this up to 1,000 meters or 1,000 kilometers. I'll put it on the screen so you can go quite far. And I kind of think that this is something that's going to be in progress. So we're going to get updates. It's the first release the other day, and we're going to get updates all the time. And in terms of how much you're going to use it, it all depends. If you have your PlayStation in your living room and that's where you chill, you're probably not going to need this. But if you're like me, I like this because I can play it in here, I can play it on the toilet, I can play it in the garden, I can play it in the living room, I can go in my car, and when I'm waiting in the car, because sometimes I get stuck in the car for like half an hour, I'm just like, what do I do? I can play this. And I think that's the real beauty of this, is that it's really light, it's very portable, and it's one of those things where you need it in your life, you need it, and if you don't, you don't. Simple as that. There's no argument that it's useless really, because it might be useless to Tom, but to Dick and Harry, they might get the most use out of this. I've seen a lot of dads and moms talk about this because they've said that when they've not needed to be present, this thing worked really well for them, because they can just sit, let their kids play and play their PlayStation whilst keeping the eye on their kids. But yeah, that's what I think about the PlayStation Portal, and that's my experience with it recently. Let me know, 1, if you're getting your hands on it, and 2, if you're not, let me know why. It's been great to open the discussion. Anyway, on that note, it's getting dark and I have to go. Anyway, on that note, it's getting dark. I would love you and leave you, but we can't leave without the cyber hugs. Lovely. I got my necklace caught in my mouth. It says princess, but I am not. Bye.